Elon Musk has dropped a major hint about the future of the Starship as the vehicle gets ready for its upcoming second test flight. Musk revealed that after careful consideration, SpaceX has decided to make several major design changes to the craft. Stay tuned as we dive into these new updates and how SpaceX plans to solve some of the problems that arose in the first test. Will the Starship's new design finally propel it to orbit? SpaceX has gained valuable insights from the inaugural test flight of its colossal Starship rocket. Since that landmark first test on April 20th, the company has implemented an astonishing number of modifications to the design of the Starship. After encountering various difficulties during the test flight, one of which was the failure of the Starship's two stages to separate as intended, SpaceX decided to initiate a self-destruct command. Learning from this experience, the company is now exerting great effort to prevent a recurrence of the stage separation problem in the upcoming flight of the Starship. Rocket science typically employs two primary methods for separating different parts of a rocket. These methods involve using attachments such as latches or specialized bolts to facilitate the separation process. The key distinction lies in the specific moment of separation. In the case of certain rockets, particularly those of Russian origin, a technique known as hot staging is employed. This technique involves igniting the engines of a separating stage slightly before or simultaneously with its release, effectively leaving behind the lower stage. In most cases, rocket upper stages are commonly discarded or jettisoned from the lower stages before they ignite and commence their journey toward orbit. This marks a notable difference between the upper and lower stages. Upon separation, the upper stage utilizes various means to propel itself, such as small solid rocket motors, small vernier thrusters, or, in the case of SpaceX, innovative spring-like mechanisms. These mechanisms can be tested on the ground and reused, contributing to the cost-effectiveness of the overall rocket system. But which of these methods is more suited for the Starship? In a departure from conventional practices, Elon Musk announced in 2021 that the Starship would eliminate the need for a separation mechanism altogether. Musk opted against implementing an elaborate separation mechanism for the Starship's Super Heavy booster, as he believed that the existing components on the rocket could serve this purpose efficiently. By foregoing the development of a dedicated separation mechanism, SpaceX aimed to save valuable time and resources that would otherwise be expended on a system utilized only once per launch. This innovative approach aimed to streamline operations and reduce unnecessary expenses. To achieve orbit, the Starship employs a unique method during its separation from the Super Heavy booster. Instead of a conventional separation mechanism, the Super Heavy booster utilizes its swiveling Raptor engines to give the rocket a spin. By nudging the rocket sideways right before parting ways, the booster imparts a rotational motion to the Starship. This technique is reminiscent of how SpaceX launches Starlink satellites from the Falcon rocket by executing a somersault maneuver and gently propelling the satellites away. Considering the substantial weight of the Starship, the Super Heavy booster appears comparatively lighter at stage separation. The Starship bids farewell to the booster and continues its journey independently. To stabilize its propellant and ensure a controlled flight, the Starship employs gas thrusters. It then ignites 6 Raptors to accelerate and propel itself swiftly toward orbit. While this deployment profile may deviate slightly from traditional methods, it enables the Starship to achieve its intended orbit effectively. If this innovative approach had proven successful, SpaceX could have potentially eliminated the need for a pusher spring system designed to separate the 1,300-ton Starship from the Super Heavy booster. This possibility arises primarily due to the craft's unique design, where its 6 Raptor engines are fully enclosed within a protective skirt. This configuration ensures that the nozzles of the engines are shielded from any potential damage caused by contact with the booster interstage. Unfortunately, as we now know, the initial attempt of Starship's first orbital flight did not go as planned. Despite successfully clearing Max Q, the critical point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, and flying for approximately 3 minutes, the rocket encountered significant issues. 8 out of its 33 rocket engines experienced failures during the flight. Nevertheless, the rocket managed to reach an altitude of nearly 25 miles before reaching the expected stage separation point. However, during this critical moment of separation, the upper stage failed to detach from the booster as intended. This resulted in an uncontrolled tumbling motion and a dramatic mid-air explosion. ending the mission in failure. Learning from this experience, SpaceX is not leaning towards a major design change for the Starship. During a conversation with Bloomberg's Ashley Vance on Twitter, Elon Musk disclosed a significant update regarding SpaceX's Starship. Musk revealed that Starship will now incorporate a hot staging maneuver, where its engines will ignite while still attached to the Super Heavy booster. This change represents a notable alteration to the traditional stage separation process. Musk explained that this shift to hot staging brings about a meaningful advantage in terms of payload capacity. He conservatively estimated that it could result in a 10% improvement compared to previous methods. The exact extent of the improvement depends on the specific reference point for comparison. Musk also emphasized that for Starship, most of the 33 Raptor engines on the Super Heavy booster would be deactivated during this process. However, a few engines would continue firing when the engines on the Starship upper stage are ignited. This approach aims to prevent the loss of thrust that typically occurs during traditional stage separation, where the lower stage shuts down first. Implementing hot staging does require certain modifications to be made to the Super Heavy booster to accommodate this new method. For one, SpaceX is actively developing an extension on the top of the booster, primarily consisting of vents. These vents will enable the exhaust from the upper stage to escape while the two stages remain connected. Additionally, SpaceX plans to incorporate shielding on the top of the booster to protect it from the effects of the exhaust. Musk acknowledged that this new stage separation technique carries some degree of risk, making it a critical aspect to address for the next flight. Regarding the overall progress of the Starship, Musk mentioned that the vehicle has undergone a substantial makeover with over 1,000 adjustments and improvements. While he referred to the number as tremendous, it's worth considering that Musk is known for his tendency to employ exaggeration in his statements. One of the most prominent updates in the Starship's design was the revised launch process. While Elon Musk didn't go into specific details, he did mention that SpaceX is actively working on upgrading the launch pad to prevent a recurrence of the damage incurred during the initial Starship launch on April 20th. To achieve this, they are implementing a robust steel sandwich water deluge system. Musk expressed a desire to go beyond the necessary measures, opting for overkill in terms of reinforcing both the steel and concrete elements of the launch pad. In addition to the launch pad upgrades, SpaceX has also made significant enhancements to the Raptor engines. Elon Musk explained that the vehicle launched in April used a combination of engines built at different times, resulting in a mix of technologies. However, the new Raptor engines featured on the updated Starship incorporate specific improvements. One notable change involves modifications to the hot gas manifold within the engine, aimed at reducing fuel leakage. The hot gas manifold plays a vital role in transferring the fuel-rich gas from the fuel site power head. It either transports the gas directly to the main chamber or redirects it to an area above the main chamber. In the latter case, the fuel-rich gas is mixed with oxygen-rich gas before being channeled into the main chamber for combustion. The manifold must effectively handle both hot and cold gases at varying pressures to ensure the combustion chamber operates smoothly. It is responsible for mixing the fuel and oxidizer, creating the optimal conditions for combustion and subsequent generation of thrust. This demanding task necessitates the hot gas manifold to withstand extreme conditions and maintain the necessary integrity to facilitate the flawless working of the combustion chamber, and this new design upgrade will do just that. Additionally, during the initial Starship tests, concerns arose regarding combustion chamber issues in the Raptor engine. These issues became evident when the engine emitted green flames, indicating a potential problem of the chamber melting due to an oxygen-rich environment. Recognizing the significance of this issue, Elon Musk stated that SpaceX has resolved this problem and expressed optimism about the next launch. Musk believes that the probability of successfully reaching orbit is much higher for the upcoming flight compared to the previous one. However, he did not provide a specific launch date, citing numerous variables that are beyond SpaceX's control, including factors related to the Federal Aviation Administration's launch licensing process. After a host of major design improvements and engine upgrades, it will be interesting to see how the Starship responds to these changes. What do you think? Can the craft finally fulfill its potential, or will it crumble under the pressure once more? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe for more.